legitimate-looking vehicles blend into normal traffic, passing through cartel-controlled checkpoints on rural highways. Trailers and tankers, sometimes shielded by shell companies, carry shipments toward border cities like Tijuana, Ciudad Juarez, and Nuevo Laredo. In these hubs, trusted brokers coordinate with cells based in the United States, sending drugs through tunnels, hidden compartments, or even drones and ultralight aircraft. Inside the United States, CJNG's network stretches from the southwest border to the east coast. Local crews in cities like Los Angeles, Dallas, Chicago, and New York handle distribution using encrypted apps and burner phones to coordinate drops and payments.
I'm gonna put on pause there. Y'all want to keep playing it because I think they gave us a brief history on how we started.
Remember all that craziness in 2015, but they didn't really give specifics about what was going on down there? Now we know the whole story.
Yeah, I never heard of this shit. Maybe I just don't keep up with that.
You know what, Patty, I think you've heard of them, but didn't attribute it to them because they kidnapped El Chapo's son.
Oh, right.
They released him a week later, but he went to Puerto Vallarta and he was in a restaurant and they were like, "Oh, do you think you're gonna come on our territory?" And they literally kidnapped him. So that's when I first heard about them. And that's why I said what I said in the room yesterday. I don't think they're gonna come together.
Exactly. I said that last night when we were talking about it. I was like, they do not like each other.
Stood out to me was the recruitment tactics. They said they went after college graduates, computer programs. It says it this is the next generation. And I feel like, I don't know which administration is to blame, but we as the American public had a right to know. This should have been broadcasted. We should know, my vision of cartel is, El Chapo, old school, extortion, not recruiting college graduates and computer nerds and high-tech shit. These dudes is high-tech.
They got lawyers, IT.
Right, yeah. This shit is mafia, organized crime. This is not a cartel. This is a fucking conglomerate.
Now, if I was pro-ICE, though, this would be the perfect commercial because that first part-time job he had in San Francisco, washing dishes, that's crazy.
Well, I guess the Mexican president had a press conference. I'm going to go on mute real quick and make sure it's in English.
Wait, what happened?
The Mexican president does a weekly press conference, so Patty's just checking to make sure that it's okay, so we can understand.
Oh, okay, right on.
Yeah, this is crazy. Again, this should have been on every news outlet. We never heard of this guy. We should have heard of this guy.
What are you talking about? What, Mencho? What was his name?
Yeah, Mencho. El Mencho. Why would they never mention El Mencho? What the fuck?
But the thing is,
because the Jalisco New Generation Cartel is that it's a new generation cartel that rose in the last 10 to 15 years, I think. And their way of operating is different than cartel they go for, cartel that's, El Chapo's organization. Don't get me wrong, El Chapo's organization had wanted violence and public hangings and beheadings, right? But the Jalisco New Generation does all of that, plus the computer nerd shit, plus when they roam into a town, they just open wanton violence to put the town under their thumb. They just destroy stuff and kill people for fun, basically. Really, really evil people.
Okay, I'm reading the transcripts. I listened to a little bit. They do have it in English, but I'm going to try trying to look what I should bypass. So they're talking about the operation details. The Secretary of Defense, General Ricardo Trevilla, I don't know, explains the intelligence-led operation that tracked El Mencho to a location in Tapalapa. Sound like a kindergartner. The operation involved Jalisco, I don't know, Tapalapa, Jalisco Force.
Jalisco.
Okay, Jalisco Force, an air mobile force. They're air mobile force with 6 helicopters and air support.
The J is an H, so it's Jalisco.
Jalisco, okay. When military personnel approached El Mencho's security opened fire. In the initial confrontation, 8 criminals died. During the pursuit in a wooded area, El Mencho and 2 of his escorts were wounded and later died en route to medical facility. A military helicopter was also hit, forcing an emergency landing. El Mencho's logistical and financial operator was located in El Guria, Jalisco, coordinating blockades and attacks. He was killed in a confrontation with military personnel, and his name is El Tuli and Hugo Elias. Following the operation, the criminal group initiated violent reactions, including 85 roadblocks across multiple states, attacks on authorities. A national command center was established to coordinate responses. As a result of the coordinated efforts, blockades were lifted and normalcy was restored. 6 aggressions in Jalisco resulted to the death of 25 National Guard members, 1 custodian, 1 state prosecutor. A woman also lost her life in these events. In total, 30 criminals died in these attacks. 70 people were detained across 7 states. General Trevilla confirms U.S. collaboration and intelligence gathering, but stresses that all operational execution was solely by Mexican federal forces. The president reiterates that the national security strategy, based on 4 pillars, addressing root causes, strengthening the National Guard, intelligence, and coordination will continue. She also mentions ongoing efforts against money laundering, shell companies. The government emphasizes its commitment to protecting the population and maintaining peace. So pretty much that's what her, what she spoke on today. It's ridiculous.
I saw something this morning.
Can I have a second, please?
Go ahead.
This is off topic. Do you mind? Or do you want to finish this topic?
Go ahead.
Okay. Charles, you said I need to apologize. What did I say that I would apologize for? Just give me a sentence or 2.
Well, you called like everybody outside of America dumb who thought Trump could invade countries like Cuba. That was one of the things you said. You were very confident.
Let's stop there. So, when I said Trump could invade Cuba, I thought we were talking about annexing Cuba through military force.
I know you like semantics. Do you want to define annexing them?
It's not semantics, so there'd be a difference between the 2.
Yeah, it doesn't really. To me, if he does it physically or if he does it militarily, it doesn't really change anything, right? It's necessarily semantic.
It's not semantic. We invaded Iraq and didn't annex them.
Like people are dying in Cuba. Regardless,
we just interrupted the convo. Do you want to have the convo or do you want to crash?
Oh, dude, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Patty. He doesn't want to have a convo. He wants to crash. By the way, did Trump invade Cuba?
You're cracking out.
I'm not crashing. Did Trump invade Cuba, Patty? I might have missed it.
No.
Okay.
Are you pretending like people are not dying in Cuba because of Trump right now?
No,
Is
people.
that really what you're doing now?
No, people.
What a
What a fucking terrible thing to say. Maybe I am crashing out.
Let me
But
answer the
people
question.
in Cuba, dude.
Yeah, let me answer the question. People have been dying in Cuba because of the U.S. policy since the 1960s. People, regardless of the president. So that I agree with. I didn't call everybody outside the U.S. dumb. Because I don't think everybody outside. I said the idea that Donald Trump will be able to annex Cuba militarily and turn it into the 51st state was dumb. That's what I said. And I said that there's no way he would be able to do that by fiat. But I agree. We talked about Cuban policy. One second, bro. I don't, just so you know, when everybody in here was talking about it, looking at me about the oil, it was me, Kimberly Foster, and neoliberal, who were saying this is about the collapse of Cuba via Marco Rubio's policies, and he would do it by crushing their infrastructure via energy. I've been on this from the beginning, and I was mocked because people thought they were invading Venezuela. They were taking Maduro for the oil, and obviously it wasn't about the oil. Not that I have secondary effects. People can always make money off stuff, but it was what I call the reverse domino theory. You don't need to come in here and act like you said something different than what you said. I said what was silly was the idea the United States would make Cuba the 51st state. But yes, I agree with you.
Because I didn't say that.
Administration, that's what you said.
Just straw manning, dude. You're just straw man all the time.
I'm not straw man.
You're straw manning. I even explained in the chat how that's not what I said. You are straw manning.
I got you. So,
51st state. You're just straw manning.
I got you. I got you. So, I know that yesterday was tough for you. I know it was a very hard day yesterday to see the Americans win in hockey.
I'm your point, bud. So stay on point. It's irrelevant. Nobody cares about yesterday's game. Make your point, dude.
Almost done.
No, you're not. You're going to ramble on for another 10 minutes.
And so, the idea that Trump will use military to annex Cuba, which was the claim, is silly. But I agree with you.
It wasn't the claim. The claim was they're going to destroy them economically. They're going to make them dependent on America. Did you just actually say my claim?
Wait a minute. That's my claim. That was what I said. The whole Venezuela thing is about. I've been saying that for months.
You're misquoting what I said. You're strawmanning my arguments. That's like
read what you came
calling
in and
me
said.
a racist.
You came in and said.
You're just making it up about people.
Remember when you told me the courts would stop Trump from taking over Cuba? Yes, because you claimed that he would do it via annexation, and I said he could not do that. But obviously, Marco Rubio wants Cuba, wants a regime change and away from communism, and I call it a reverse domino theory. Do you know what the domino theory was?
No.
All right, cool. So that's what I've been saying. You were talking about the military going in and they were going to annex Cuba.
No, I wasn't.
That's ridiculous.
Why do you
And you
keep
made
lying?
the claim it
Why
was
don't you
going to
just
be
ask me? Instead of making shit up.
I was there for the combo. And you said it was going to be the 51st
But you're making shit up.
Got you. You said it was going to be the 51st state.
And you're not letting me speak.
Got it. 51st state. I'm going through each of your things. Trump literally threatened he could destroy countries or economies in his speech after they overturned tariffs. What he said was the Supreme Court made a ruling whereby he could implement, quote, bigger tariffs to destroy those countries, or he could do that through trade. Any president can already do that. That's not what we were talking about. I'm done.
So, nothing you just said, first of all, it was incredibly disingenuous, right? Everything you just said is absurd straw manning, just like when you tried calling me a racist. You're in. Okay. That's crazy. You're incapable of actually talking to people and debating their points. The one thing I'm gonna say, okay, is you have this belief that there are checks and balances in place that would stop from.
You came up.
You're incapable of letting anyone respond to you. It's crazy.
Hold on. Damon, you came up by accident. Are you okay? I'm moderating the space because Damon came up. He's at work. I was making sure it was not on purpose. It was an accident. Are you okay? Then you came up. Oh, okay, my bad. I got you. I figured you was at work. Hold on a second, John. Back down. Because I got to change the space. 1 second. He can't move himself down. You got to calm down, Joe. It's not that serious. All right, go ahead, Ethan.
Okay, it's not that serious, but it's really annoying when, like, you bring me up, you strawman me for like 15 minutes. You talk for so long without actually saying anything, and you do, what is it called when you put like 10 points one on top of each other? So it's really hard to respond to. Sure, whatever. But the main point, okay, first of all, you're incredibly pedantic, or so you're like super stuck on semantics, right? The fact that I said annex, it's just one of the ways Trump could destroy, take over, hurt, collapse Cuba, right? Choose whichever word you want. You don't have to stay stuck on the word annex. The other point is, you have this belief that there are checks and balances in place that would stop Donald Trump from doing things like this, when clearly there are not. Trump has released the Epstein files with names of perpetrators blacked out. He just reimposed tariffs less than 24 hours after the tariffs were struck down by the courts. There are countless examples.
Tariffs, bro.
Doesn't fucking matter. It changes absolutely nothing.
It actually matters a lot, because the Trade Act allows him to do that.
Okay, well,
If you
Marshall,
don't like it,
then use my other example.
If you don't like it,
Are you claiming, Marshall? See, you interrupted me as well. Are you claiming, Marshall, that Trump always follows everything the courts tell him?
Not what I said.
So why interrupt to say that?
The Supreme Court moved that the EPA tariffs were bad. But he was
Did Trump listen to the courts regarding releasing the Epstein files?
A different set of tariffs under a different part of the U.S. Trade Act of 1974, which you would know if you bothered doing any fucking research about it.
It's not my country. I'm not going to research the shitty checks and balances.
Don't talk about it, Charles.
The fact of the matter is,
rather not hear you.
you guys are delusional for thinking anything will stop Trump from doing whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah,
You're all
the guy
delusional
that's
for thinking that. Says the guy who would actually want the Epstein files to be investigated, when clearly you guys don't give a fuck. You don't care, Marshall.
Have you been in any of these rooms over the past, I don't know, month? A lot of it's been about the Jeffrey Epstein files. If you think this room hasn't talked about it, you are delusional.
Let me. So I think I know what's going on here, and I'm going to be fair to Joe. I think that because he doesn't follow it closely at all, he sees like a new set of tariffs and he thinks they're the same thing, and they have the same effects, and nothing's changed. So I think that's part of what is going on. Gerald, the court ruled on a very specific enforcement of the or not enforcement, a very specific application of the tariffs, and said those were unconstitutional, not tariffs themselves. So, I'm trying, just to be fair to you, all tariffs aren't the same. He was using a very particular authority, what they call AIPA, which is an acronym for a particular law, and he said he couldn't use those. So he instituted another set of tariffs, but they have a time limit on them. And they can only last for 5 months, and he has to go for Congress. So that's why, they're actually not the same thing. They're substantively different. I will also say, as someone outside the country, to be fair to you, perhaps you don't know that Trump is lost in the courts on some pretty major decisions, and they've responded. Let me give you an example. The whole National Guard issue. I don't know if you know, he lost in the Supreme Court on the National Guard, and they were pulled out. I can give you a whole bunch of them. So I'm just going to be nice to you because you don't know Trump. But the point about, to be fair to you, because you don't follow closely, but the point about Cuba, which is what I said is Congress would not allow him to annex Cuba. That's different than using economic and trade to collapse a regime. I could agree with you on that because me, Kimberly Foster, and Neely Bushell were telling people in the room back in December, we were mocked. Trent had a whole thing where he would laugh and eat and drink booze and laugh at us while we were talking, while we said it was a reverse, I use reverse domino theory, and Cuba was the end game because Marco Rubio has been doing this for his whole life. So let's bring the temperature down. All the yelling and stuff is not necessary. But the tariffs that he imposed are not the ones that they struck down. Just so you know, you might not know that because it's a little technical thing in the U.S. They're actually completely different, which is why they're pissed. It's actually why they're pissed. The tariff regime is really fucked up. But Patty, you can respond if you want to.
There's no point, honestly. You guys are gonna like make up like some kind of straw man argument. You're gonna say that it's because I hate America. There's really no point. You don't care about Cubans. You don't care about anyone else than America. It's fine.
What's odd about this is that we agree with you. We don't support Donald Trump at all, but you come in here and tell us we only care about Americans and we don't care about other people. You know, to be fair, I know it's like my approach got you and Brian upset. Joe, you're actually the asshole. You are actually the asshole.
You do.
We are on the same. I'm almost done, bro. See how
Sorry, I thought you were done.
finished. No, you didn't. See how? See,
We're actually 10 seconds to breathe.
Listen to you. Listen to him. Listen to yourself. You actually don't realize we're on your side. We agree with you. We don't support the Trump administration here. Generally, some people come in, but this is part of political discourse. You are so upset at an American as an American, you don't see that people actually agree with you. And what it does is it makes people not like you. Not you personally, but the Canadians, when people act like you, just so you know. But this idea that we only care about that and there's no checks and balances in the U.S. is simply untrue. You don't follow the cases. You admitted it. So just stop saying it. You didn't know the difference in the tariffs. You didn't know there was time expiration.
No,
you
obviously, I know there are different tariffs.
Do you see how you're doing it?
You're
You see
strawmanning.
what I'm saying?
You're strawmanning
You
again,
see
bro.
what I'm saying?
Stop making my argument. Make your own fucking argument. Stop trying to make my
You
argument.
see how he's doing it? Your
You're
argument
strawmanning.
was, do you see how he's doing it? This was your argument.
Go Google what strawmanning means. You're making up arguments that I never said. You're just making shit up outright. You're making shit up, bro.
You claimed to Marshall just now that when he got rid of the tariffs, he put the tariffs right back into place.
What
You
other
never
tariffs?
distinguish-
What
you gotta calm
is
down.
the
You gotta calm
difference? Do you know what semantics means?
That's not semantics. They're substantively different tariffs. That's what I'm saying.
Semantics. I don't care. And yeah, that is what
That's not
semantics.
semantics.
You're just fighting over the definitions of words.
That's not. They're not the definition of the tariffs. What's going on? They're different tariffs, dummy. Now I'm gonna be the asshole you want me to be.
They're
gonna ask-
tariffs.
Oh my God.
You're like one of those people that says tariffs aren't a tax.
Patty, what are we gonna do?
Hey, chill.
Patty, what are we gonna do? He thinks all the tariffs are the same.
Yeah,
He doesn't know that they're expired. He doesn't know that they're different. He doesn't know that they're the Liberation Day ones. He doesn't know these are about to be held up in court too. Listen to him.
Can I respond ever?
Well, I was speaking. You interrupted me.
He is, or he thinks, or he says statements, and all of them were lies. All four.
No.
It's delusional.
I want you to hear. You're not listening. Maybe
That's why
because
you
you're
gotta get a black girl.
you're
Couldn't get a white girl in Canada, could you? Let's get real nasty.
You all
This
guys
is a racist anyway.
Stop
You're a
interrupting
racist.
Ben.
No, I'm going to interrupt you, racist. That's why he's upset, because he got that black kid and he's a racist and he doesn't like the disconnect. Go ahead, Patty.
Okay, so Dan is right. I think you did say that he's going to do what he wants to do, right? And then you brought up the tariffs as if these aren't different and these aren't legal. So, like, it's not the same thing. He has listened to what the Supreme Court ruled. He's made complaints on national TV, and he just went for another avenue on how to get these tariffs.
Which are different. It's not a matter of semantics. That's the point. It's not semantics.
It is semantics
No,
to
it
say.
isn't. It isn't.
Well, you guys don't even know what I think is semantics because you didn't let me speak. I think
Okay, you tell us what semantics is.
Thank you, Abby. It's semantics to try to correct me because I said he reimposed tariffs, and you go, no. There's slightly different types of
They're not
tariffs.
slightly
Doesn't
different.
fucking matter. That's semantics. Going, oh no, it's the tariffs that are CPTPP instead of CPTPA. That's fucking semantics. It changes fucking nothing. Nothing at all. It's totally besides the point. And you're go ahead, Marshall.
Code reads
It's so stupid. I told you guys, Canadians act like they're smarter than Americans, and then you meet Josh, the dude with the suit on in the woods. You meet Jarl. You meet there was a dude on here named Drew for a long time who was Canadian. He was so embarrassed to be Canadian. I can see why. It's not for you to say they got rid of the tariffs and he put on tariffs And then I say they're different. They're not semantics. They didn't get rid of the tariffs. Even with the ruling, there are still tariffs in place. It's specifically the reciprocal Oh my God. Yes, I hear myself because they're IEPA.
Why are you saying this? It's irrelevant. It's not important.
Because there were tariffs before the IEPA.
Tariffs is irrelevant.
No, bro. It's not irrelevant because the Supreme Court didn't get rid of the tariffs. They got rid of IEPA tariffs.
Yeah.
Bush had tariffs. Obama had tariffs. Trump 1 had tariffs. Biden had tariffs. Why don't you just, instead of trying to argue, why don't I just have a conversation and we can break it down and have a cool conversation? I would come here wanting to yell.
Before I was able to make a point, you made up like 8 arguments that I never said. You just
I did not. You said you would annex.
Bro, you keep making stuff up that I don't say.
Why you actually admitted it a minute ago.
Why? Dude, why can't you just make arguments for yourself instead of making up arguments for me?
This is my argument. This is my argument. My argument is
you are incapable of having a serious conversation.
Wait, I'm the one incapable? The one who comes in here talking about fucking Russian history, who talks about policy with more detail than anybody else? I'm the one incapable of having a serious conversation on politics? I have a whole name for it, the reverse domino theory. You don't even know what the fuck the domino theory is. You're Canadian. You're Canadian, you don't know what the domino theory is? You don't know about Cold War history?
It's not that complicated.
So what is it? What's the domino theory?
I'll look it up after. But I'd like to respond to one thing you said. Can I respond to one thing you said?
Just be quiet. So this is my argument. My argument is that they went into, you just said what, to go my argument. This is my argument. They went into Venezuela because Marco Rubio is obsessed with toppling, especially Cuba, but throughout the region, so-called communist, socialist, leftist regimes in Latin America. And because his boss has boomer brain, that makes sense to him because he was formed intellectually and politically during the Cold War. There are secondary benefits that some companies here or there would make. And I said the crown jewel will be Cuba because Marco Rubio will, that's his life's work. I said they will do it through economic and energy pressure. You and I disagreed was when you came in hot then like you did before, when you claimed that they would annex it and invade it. That's what I disagree with. And I said that Congress would not allow him to annex Cuba. That's what I said Congress would not allow. That's the first thing. Go ahead.
Now, so again, you started your statement with you said, but I'm going to ask you, Ben, did you not say people, actually, can you repeat how you said it, that people don't like Canadians right now, right? Canadians are unlikable.
I said
how did you say?
No, I said that when people are on your side and they alienate others like you are doing, they no longer want to be on your side, whether it's Canadians, Americans, French, or whatever. I agree with you. Patty agrees with you. We don't agree with the policy. Your claim was you people only care about Americans. That's what you said to us. That alienates people. That's what I said.
Okay, so I love how you just said it because you essentially just summarized the thesis, the point that I've been trying to get across to you for the last, I guess, 2-3 weeks that you've been mad at me. America.
I forgot you existed till you came in here. You came in here talking to me.
America, dude, you really gotta stop interrupting. America is alienating themselves, like you just explained, by being assholes, by showing no care for human life, by threatening their allies. You're gonna come up with a bunch of little excuses and explanations as to like, oh no, we didn't actually threaten Greenland because blah, 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 because you keep doing that. But the fact of the matter is what you just explained is correct. The whole world is turning on America. Everybody fucking hates you guys. Your GDP is down, your jobs are down, your economy is down, your stock market is down, your dollar is 10% down. That's what I've been trying to get across to. This behavior of defending that, oh, well, it's okay that we're killing Cubans because we've been doing it for 70 years isn't making you more likable. You just made the point. This is why everyone hates America. Complete.
This is so strange. This is so strange. Jarl, I agree with you. This is what's so strange about you. I'm not a Trump supporter. So you don't need to take 2 to 3 weeks to let us know or me know that the world doesn't like America under Trump. That's why I didn't vote for Trump, never supported Trump, and never will. That's what's so strange about your issue with me. I'm more anti-Trump than you are. It's so bizarre to hear you come in and say, well, first of all, some things you said simply weren't true. The stock market is not really down. I mean, that was kind of strange. But I don't know the specifics. But I got the general point. I got the general point.
You want to big fucking big words that you're an expert on, but you don't want to talk about the stock market.
Be quiet. I got the general point. You brought up the stock market, dummy, not me. So
we talk about something else.
that America standing in the world was better, which was why yesterday, when we did the room, we talked about Huckabee's interview with Tucker Carlson and how American partners in the Middle East have been scrambling for how horrible the foreign policy in the Middle East has been from the Trump administration. So the idea that I'm defending people dying or I don't care about the people not liking the United States at this point just suggests that you have crashed out mentally, or you just have never heard us really speak. Because in here, we know that America's standing in the eyes of the world are down, and we disagree with that, which is why we didn't support Donald Trump. It's weird you would come in here and essentially call us Trump supporters. I gotta be honest, it's very, very strange.
Sure. If you actually want to understand it, I'm not calling you Trump supporters. I'm calling you Americans. And when I came in last time with very serious concerns, right? Like I am concerned that Trump is trying to destroy the Canadian economy. It's a serious concern. Your response, and this is the typical American response, man, you're not different. Your response is to mock and minimize the concerns of everyone else on earth. And that's what Americans do all the time.
I think you're not here. That's not here, man. Trust me, that's not
He's so stupid. He has a personal issue with me. Let me tell you what the issue is.
It's every American all the time. It's all American.
No, it's not.
I got it. Okay, go ahead. His problem with me is that he got some black girl pregnant, who's his baby mama. He didn't marry the girl. And I didn't know that, and I once called him racist. And because he has a black kid with some black girl in Canada who also doesn't see race, he's mad at me because I called him racist. That's the issue. The idea that what I laughed at was the fact that the United States itself could topple the Canadian economy, because in order to do that, it would also have to topple large segments of the American economy because they're interwoven. That's what I laugh at is that Donald Trump says a lot of crazy stuff which never comes to fruition, and he's too busy crashing out, sounding like a muppet. That's what I laughed at. I think the threats to America's allies are serious. Everybody in here thinks it's serious. He just has a personal beef, like so many people on here. That's okay.
You know, there's also like a coterie of Canadians that come into these spaces. They don't know shit about American politics. They assume because Trump is president that we all support Trump and we all dismiss the things that he says, and it's fucking bullshit. It's actually fucking insulting because we spent most of us. Huh?
It's totally insulting. That's what I like about Jarl. He does it in here, which I hate that y'all do. It's a lot of black people in here. Black people are the group that least support Donald Trump. And he comes in here, you all agree with Donald Trump. Donald Trump says that he's going to crush the Canadian economy. And when he crashes the Canadian economy, you all don't care because you're Americans and all Americans are the same. The Negroes is the main political enemy against the Republicans and the Trump administration. 85% of us voted against him. Last time in the 90s. So we don't need you to come in here anymore. We'll see what he's doing to our communities. It sucks here for many people too. That's why I'm always like, Gerald, just chill out, man. This is a room that people actually agree with you. I said the other day when you were in the room that y'all's prime minister was like the main adult in the fucking room, and the Canadian guy from Canada mocked me. I was defending Canada and Gerald didn't say anything. Why? He's got a personal issue with me. He's got a personal issue with me because I one time called him racist, which I think he is, which, you know, it's Clubhouse, everybody's racist.
And then he's got a black child, too. I've got a black son.
You don't fuck a black son.
So
What
just
is your response to your thing?
are you done?
No,
I'll respond to that.
Go ahead, make your point. Make your point. Go ahead.
Sure. Well, I mean, I don't think I need to make an argument. I think anybody who has a head on their shoulders sees how you like your style of argumentation. I don't know why you would call me racist. I don't care. I don't care that you think I'm racist.
You've now brought it up 20 times. That's why you care.
Yeah, because okay.
Keep bringing it up. If you don't care, move on.
Dude, you can't stop interrupting. You just brought up the fact that I'm not married, which is insane. That I have a child.
You're
moving these things to attack me. I don't care.
You're a baby mother. That's why
I'm a feminist. I'm a modern feminist. I don't give a shit about wedding. I think it's terrible. You shouldn't get married.
What does that mean?
You don't understand? Okay, look, I'm not. You're the point I wanted to
be a modern feminist. You have to be against marriage. What does that mean?
No, to be a modern feminist means you don't judge people if they don't get married, man. You don't
I didn't judge you.
What did you do then? Why'd you bring it up like that?
I said the reason why. I'll tell you why I brought it up.
The point is,
you want me to answer you or no?
Well, you interrupted me, so no, I don't really care what your response is. You called me racist.
Your point. Explain how I didn't throw Trump.
I wanted to discuss actual points, okay? You wanted to stare off with the personal attacks. Go ahead. Honestly, the only thing I wanted to say is you said I was obsessed with you, and then you basically described my entire life. I don't care about you, man. I'll never bring up personal shit about you.
I described your entire life.
I'm done. No, I'm done.
All right. Go enjoy your Tim Hortons food. I'm done.
Scotty, this boy comes in here and suggests that we support Donald Trump.
It's insane, but he's not the only one. I mean, there's that guy. Hold on one second. There's that other Canadian. There's a few of them that come in here that if you go down policy by policy, we all support everything that they're saying, but they want to bang on us for some reason because America, voted in Trump. And it's fucking insane because I've spent my entire life fighting against these fucking people. And these guys come in here with absolutely no fucking knowledge of what goes on in this country. And then they want to talk about the fucking gold standard and fucking Bitcoin and how we're ruining the world. Yeah, we get it.
Got me was Trump can do whatever he wants. And it's been proven time and time again that he cannot do whatever he wants. I put in the chat the Philadelphia African Memorial House, the slave memorial house. He took down all the signage. Court said, put them signs back. I mean, there's many examples how he either chickens out or loses in court. He cannot do whatever he wants. And we know he can't. And thank goodness for the judicial system that this country have, the checks and balances that we have, because he will be checked and balanced every time. I'm going.
You know who's more pissed than Jarl and his other brethren from Canada that come in here and ding on us? Us, the people that fucking live here, that have to live through this, that have to wonder whether or not our community gets funded by this fucking inept administration, and that shit is going to be safe, and we're actually going to fucking exist in the future, and worried about elections. We are more pissed. They have the luxury of sitting over there in fucking Canada with their free health care and their second-rate hockey team. That's what they're. Sorry, I have to squeeze that in.
You didn't mention Palestine. You didn't mention Argentina. You didn't mention Cuba. That's why, I understand, Spirited. You made a good point in a sense. But to the rest of the world, when you behave like this, when you go on a rant about, oh my God, everybody else is so not thankful about the American left. But I'm just saying, to people outside of America, that's not sounding the way you think it does. It sounds really dumb. There are people actually dying in Cuba, right?
They're saying actually dying in America. There are people actually dying in Finland. We had a room yesterday on Cuba. We actually talk about it in here. That's why, again, it's strange for you. Again, you're support. I'm sorry.
I'm not attacking you. You think I'm attacking you personally, but it's
no,
not.
It's no, the room. You come in here. So why do you say that then? You Americans, and just say, okay, so make it the points, and you generalize it to an abstraction so we understand. But you come in here and you do your thing. What's going on? Excuse me. Me, Kimberly Foster, and Neoliberal Shill. Again, there was Big Sister, but she doesn't come on stage. She was in it too, but you don't get credit when you stand to go. But she said it too. It was a aleatory, spasmodic foreign policy that, if it had the coherence it had, was from Marco Rubio, who's been trying to topple the Cuban regime since he was like 5 years old. We agree with you. That's what's strange about all of this. Now, where I disagree with you is where you said they would use military force to annex Cuba. They're not going to use military force to annex Cuba, go in and then become a territory and all that. They're not going to do that. So that's where we agree. That's where we disagree. That's where I disagree with you. But we agree that they're using.
I never said that.
Forms of imperial.
I never said that.
Then why would I disagree about the economic thing? I've been saying that since before you and I were talking.
Really happening? How can you disagree? It's happening right now.
No. Before it was no, you're not listening. Before it happened last year, when Trent still came in here, he came in half drunk, half sober, fully drunk, fully sober. Make sure you buy your Sombrero. Make sure you buy, what was his spirit is? Chevron. Make sure you buy, he was going through all.
And you should only lease cars. You should only.
Yeah. He came in and he was mindless. And I was like, this is, if anything, a foreign policy play. It's like a reverse domino theory type thing. And Cuba's the main thing. I wouldn't disagree with you on that. What I disagree with you was when I said that Congress would not allow him to annex Cuba through military force. That being said, I want to go to the tariffs thing. What you're calling semantics is not actually semantics. The authority that he has to put in those particular tariffs, we shall see, were already given to all presidents. The laws already exist. He's not making up law with the 15%. Do you know that there are laws? Let me back up. Do you know the United States has put tariffs on before Donald Trump?
Yes, and I know all of the tariffs that have been against Canada and vice versa. I know all the details. The dairy, the lumber.
Cool. So then for you to say that he put the tariffs right back on, he did not. The IEEPA tariffs are gone. Do you agree with that?
Sure.
Okay. So was he checked by the Supreme Court or not?
And then he did something else right away. I mean,
that's what you're. Wait, but that's a different argument. I just want to go one step at a time. Was he checked by the Supreme Court? There's different. Oh my God. So when the Supreme Court told Biden that he couldn't do the $20,000 per person student loan, they used other avenues to get student loans. Billions of dollars forgiven under the PLSF and I forget all the acronyms and stuff. That was legal. That doesn't mean that Biden wasn't held in check by the Supreme Court. He was. He lost 6-3.
I don't remember the acronyms, so I don't know if I should trust you on that.
You don't remember what?
Never mind. To me, it's semantics because it's silly. It's a silly point. It's not important that it's one acronym versus another. He was told by the courts he can't do something, and he found another way to do it. If you don't, you're not debating you're not denying the example of they blacked out names of perpetrators in the Epstein files, which goes against what the courts.
No.
Okay, well, do you debunk that one? Do you disagree with that too?
So who told him to release the Epstein files? Gerald, who told him to release the Epstein files?
The courts. Has he
Wrong.
released? Okay, who told him to release the
Pierre Trudeau.
Hold on. Oh, that's a nasty word. Who I believe is dead. Isn't he dead?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Gerald, who told him to release the Epstein files? Your claim is he doesn't listen to. Your claim is he doesn't listen to the courts, and so you're saying
anyone.
Hold on.
This idea that he listens to
One second, Jarl. You gotta calm down, bro. Who told him to release the Epstein files?
I don't know. It's the American government.
Who in the government?
Explain it.
Small vibes. No. You wanted to have a serious conversation, not personal, on policy. Let's do it. So your argument was he blacked stuff out defying the courts. Do you agree with that still?
You can replace the word courts with whatever the correct administrative body is.
Got it. So it was Congress. What did the law say that Congress passed?
They shouldn't blank out the names of perpetrators, and essentially they can blank out the names of the victims, and that it needs to be a full release.
That's what it said? That's
Well,
what it said.
dude, I'm sure that the legal bill is extremely long. You don't know the legal bill. You have no idea what it says.
It's not extremely long.
Well, what does it say then? Has it been followed?
Well, we did get Trump to do.
You're like really anti-Trump, but you're currently justifying his behavior. Just so you understand what.
I don't think that's what's happening.
Right here. What's happening, Carl?
What's going
I'm
on?
explaining the difference. And you want to understand it. It makes no sense. If I go to somewhere in a car or I go somewhere in a plane, yes, they're both travel. But there's a difference between the two, Jarl. And that's what we're trying to outline here. There's a difference. It's not just semantics.
The change, whether it's Congress that tells him he can't do something, whether it's the courts, what is it?
Hey, I have a better idea. Good.
He just accused me of straw manning. And now he's saying that me, who doesn't like talking about the Epstein files, is justifying what Trump's doing with the Epstein files. We weren't talking about the Epstein files. So he decided to straw man. That's what a straw man is.
I apologize for doing that, man. I admit it.
Let me.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Let me read it. So in the statute, they have permitted withholdings that the Attorney General may withhold or redact segregable portions of records that A, contain personally identifiable information of victims or victims' personal medical files and similar files, the disclosure of which would constitute clearly unwarranted invasion of personal privacy, B, depict or contain child sexual abuse materials, C, would jeopardize an active federal investigation or ongoing prosecution, providing that such withholding is narrowly tailored and temporary, D, depict or contain images of death, or physical abuse or injury of any person, or E, contain information specifically authorized under criteria established by an executive order to be kept secret in the interest of national defense and foreign policy are in fact properly classified pursuant to each executive order. All redactions must be accompanied by a written justification published in the Federal Register and submitted by Congress. 3, to the extent that any covered information would otherwise be redacted, withheld, classified. Okay, that's not important. Okay, so Gerald, what am I defending now that you know the what can be withheld?
Well, what did I say that was wrong, other than I left out the pictures part? Did I say anything wrong? That sounded exactly like what I said.
You said I was defending something.
Well, yeah, if you're stating, like, I don't know what you're arguing. I said that they blanked out names that were then revealed to be names of non-victims, right? So I don't know what all this is. Either you
so you didn't listen, right? So you didn't listen. So it's actually
Wait, did you listen to me?
Yes.
The names were later.
Let me respond. Calm down.
Later unredacted.
Let me read. So when they haven't followed the law according to Congress people, if they haven't, because I don't know, but I trust the Congress people, Kana, Massey, whomever else is involved, both Republican and Democrat, even over to Nancy Mace, if they believe that it doesn't follow C, D, or E, and the administration has not followed them, then they're not following the law, and I believe the Attorney General should be impeached and removed. I agree with you. That's the odd part. I haven't justified anything. If the administration is not being forthcoming and not following this part of the statute, and there are possible perpetrators or other just non-victims who are being covered up, guess what? And they don't release it, or they don't go through the thing with the Federal Register, etc. The Attorney General or people in her office are breaking the law, and they should be held to account. Why do you think I was defending the administration? It's strange to hear that I'm defending the Trump administration on anything outside of Diet Coke, which I now enjoy more than Coke Zero. Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't think anything you said disagrees with my idea that Trump doesn't really care what Congress or courts have to say. I'm just saying, if he can find a legal way to do something, he'll do it. If he can find a non-legal way to do something, he'll do it. That's my point. Isn't that you disagree or that because you're saying I think they should get punished if it wasn't followed. Yeah, I would assume that you would think that, but I'm saying Trump doesn't care. He's gonna find another way to do it, and that's what I'm saying. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff in these files that was redacted that didn't need to be redacted. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but there's evidence.
Gotcha. So I agree that Donald Trump is an American president, and they will find ways within the law to get things done that they want to get done. I think that is the nature of being the head of state and trying to do things that you can't otherwise do. Right? So maybe they can't do the tariffs, but they could pass a law in Congress. That's within the system. The one you just described, if that's breaking the law, there should be persecution. But your claim was, I was defending that. So, okay, now you can say I'm not defending it. We can take that back. Donald Trump is not doing everything he wants to do, by the way. You just don't know enough about anything. You're just listening from the outside. And you're salty about it.
But you think this, right? And I know you think I'm misinformed on plenty of things. I'm not as misinformed as you think. But this is how people feel outside of America. People, you go look at Ipsos or Pew Research polls, I'm not a crazy outlier. People really don't like America right now.
That's a different argument. That's a different argument. So again, we agree that people outside of America don't like America, and America's standing is lower in the world. None of us disagree with that. Why do you keep bringing that up? Even the Republicans agree with that. They like that about the Trump administration. We all agree on that. So what you're doing is, it's a classic Mott and Bailey, where you make a claim that you can't defend, and it's a claim that will require data and evidence and knowledge of a subject or set of subjects. And then that's the Mott. Then you move to the Bailey, where you take something that's easy to defend to confuse the first claim with the easiness to defend of the second claim, so that your first claim seems to land. It's a classic Mott and Bailey, what you've done. We all agree that the standing in the world has gone down. We all agree. No one in here doesn't agree with that. We agree. There are Americans that don't want to go to places they go outside of the U.S. because they're like, oh, my friend's there. They're not talking like this. It's going to be crazy. We all agree with B. I disagreed with A. And you can't defend A because, to be fair, you don't live in the U.S. He's trying to fire people on the Fed. The court wouldn't let him fire the lady. They tried to put James Comey under indictment. You know, he tried to get for Tish James. They can't indict him. They tried to indict 6 sitting members of Congress, 2 senators and 2 House of Representatives. Guess what? The indictments got thrown out. They tried to convict a man on camera who threw a sandwich from Subway on a federal officer. Guess what happened? Not guilty. Now, again, as I've said many times, that person should be going to jail for eating from Subway. That should be a federal crime, punishable up to 3 years in federal prison with no parole. That's a different discussion. I can give you list after list after list after list after list after list. I can give you all types that he's wanted to do that they have not allowed him to do. The problem is that American law just allows presidents to do things you see to be shitty things, which is why you don't want to have presidents in who will do the shitty things. It's a political question, not a legal question.
Those aren't really the things that non-Americans are upset over. So that's the thing. You did all these things that affect only Americans, but meanwhile, you got Maduro, you got Cuba that are actually happening. And then you got the threats on Cuba, on Canada, on Greenland, on the Union, on, I don't know.
We disagree with all of that.
I think there's a legal argument that
let's didn't mention any of
raise shit about Greenland. I mean, he's president. You can say whatever crazy shit he wants.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so you want the court, you want checks and balances to say you can't say stuff? Now what you've done is you move from lack of checks and balances to you don't like it, pause. That's a different argument. You've done it again. Your argument was there was no checks and balances. And by the way, the United States has done to move things. Like, for example, before 2023, I think it was, the president almost unilaterally probably could have pulled the U.S. out of NATO. No longer can do that. There are actually things that happen in the United States that affect the world that the world just doesn't know about. So you don't like him saying stuff about Greenland. That's a different argument. Guess what? We in here don't like it either. So why would you be upset with us? Most Americans disagree with the Greenland thing. Have you seen the polling? So what you're doing is you're conflating Americans and individual Americans with Donald Trump's voice and mouth. Have you seen the polling on Donald Trump's disapproval is at 60%. That's huge in American politics. But you just hate all Americans. Why? Because you think about people in groups as opposed to individuals. Why? Because you're a racist. See how we come back around to how you stigmatize people? That's how you're a racist. We can go back to it then. It's fine.
I guess you don't like Canadians, so you don't have to.
I love Canadians. I literally said that Mark Carney, thank God for him, he's the only adult in the room. He's a great world leader, to my mind, at least in this moment. And the Canadian came off and said how horrible he was. You didn't say anything, man. You just have a personal issue with me because I called you a racist and you have an out-of-wedlock black child. That's all. I get it. And then try to use feminism for what you
remember the out-of-wedlock part demonstrates which one of us actually is obsessed and offended over this. I don't care, dude, if you think I'm racist.
That's not upset. Wait, remembering a fact because I don't do drugs and I'm not an alcoholic, just so we can remember.
The reason I mentioned the fact that you call me racist bad is because you know nothing about me other than apparently I have a black girlfriend out of wedlock or toddler, whatever. That's the only thing you know about me. And
that's not true.
You call me racist.
That's not true.
But I think everybody knows, you're just saying that. It
I'm not just saying. I can tell you why I said it.
Like a bad debater, man. It's a pro tip for you. You don't call people racist that if you don't know anything about them for no reason. It's ad hominem, right? You're just losing the debate.
Gotcha. So I don't know much about you, but I know what you've said about Americans and black people in the chat, in this room and others in particular. That's why I called you what I called you. Secondly, I would not call someone a racist in a debate. I don't know why you guys think that you're debating me. Charles, I would never debate someone like you in any sort of formal or semi-formal capacity. You're not close to the level. I teach people like you, but you can't afford it or get in. So you don't have to worry about that. I'm just having a conversation. I'm not debating you. There's no debate. This is Clubhouse. This is not the Cambridge Student Union. Secondly, and I'm almost done. Secondly, for you to call somebody a bad, have you heard yourself for the past 20 minutes? Would you know what a good debater was if she sat on your face? Oh, but you're a feminist. You wouldn't allow the woman to sit on your face. You probably think eating pussy is against feminism too, don't you?
None of that made sense. You just went on a 10-minute rant, thinking you're some kind of great, amazing, debater, teacher person. Dude, you just wasted everyone's time. That was the longest, most meaningless, useless rant I've ever heard on Clubhouse. But thank you. I love when you give me attention like this, though.
I went on for 18 seconds. And I went on for 18 seconds. And you ended
way more than 18 seconds, man. That was really long.
No, it wasn't.
You just go on and on.
Jerry, I'm going to be honest with you. You used to talk every now and again, and I thought you were of above average intelligence. You're kind of dumb.
Insult you.
Yeah, Kimberly, he said he wasn't feminine. He said he wasn't married because he's a feminist.
What's up with that? Like, what's that exception? Like, why do you care if people are married and have children or not? What's the deal?
What's the deal with what?
Hair. Is it like a bad thing in your view?
Well, what is what?
Being a child out of wedlock. Why is that a bad thing? Why do you care? Why do you keep bringing it up?
Why is a child out of wedlock a bad thing?
Yeah, what's the deal?
Patty, are you there?
You know what a common
TT,
partner
are
is?
you there?
Yes, I'm here.
TT, are you there? Okay, do you have a topic? I would know with Charles. Charles is really dumb. One reason why I go back and forth with people still on the app is, unless it's for fun, like totem pole or whatever, although I can't go back and forth with totem pole anymore after his last couple of weeks. All the phalluses and dicks are too much. But, like, I thought Charles was kind of intelligent. Charles was stupid.
You already made that point. Why is
And so, I apologize to the room.
Bro,
I apologize to the room
what's your opinion?
because I didn't realize how
You don't
stupid
need
it
to
was.
prove it.
And so, go ahead, TT. Do you have a
How
topic?
long? It's so
Well, we were
long.
talking about the cartels in Mexico. I'm sorry, Mexico. Do we want to go back to that?
He's so against children out of wedlock. He seems to be pretty passionate about it. It's not long. He could just answer his opinion and then move me from the room.
You're in second place right now. You can't
Bring it
speak.
up.
Only Americans can speak now. You're in second.
Yeah, I know that's how Americans think. So, like,
Do we want to go back to Mexico and the cartels?
Because you're an expert on everything, Ben. Why should a person be married instead of being a common law partner?
I'm not and see, that's another projection.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not an expert on everything.
Well, what are your thoughts on common law partner?
On everything.
Yeah, what's your opinion on common law partners? Do you think that's just as bad as married?
TT, there's a couple of other topics, if you're all done with the Mexico, that I could throw into the thing. One is the Tourette's outburst. We haven't talked about it in here yet. The other one is this Gavin Newsom clip, which people are saying he was being racist against black people. There's a bunch of stuff that we could talk about. I apologize to the room for engaging Jarl. I'll never do it again. I apologize. So those are the Gavin Newsom clip. When I first saw it, I was like, what? And then I went and watched the whole thing, and they cut it off before he talks about having dyslexia. It's very interesting how they snipped it. And I don't know why people thought he was talking about black people. If you hear the clip in more than just a 30-second clip that people quite literally snipped. So we can talk about that.
Was this the one where he was being questioned about, do you support, I forget what it was, like APAC and a bunch of, they were going down a list of things.
No. He was on a book tour, and he was in Atlanta, and the mayor was interviewing him because he did a memoir or whatever. And so because people online themselves are racist, he said something that in the context, people thought he was talking about black people. But the irony is, most of the audience was white. That's the best part of the whole thing. That's the great defeater. That's why this won't go anywhere. Because if you believe he was talking about black people, then you have to explain why you think he was talking about black people when the audience was majority white. That's the best part. But the Tourette's thing is more interesting. But those are just two topics. Yeah, let's get into it. I'll put the link in the chat if anyone wants to see the clip. Matt Coulson was talking to a black person. Yes, he's being interviewed by the mayor of Atlanta, who got way higher than a 960 on his SAT. If you watch the actual interview, he's talking about not being an elite and not being. It's actually. It's strange where we are, because if you think he was talking about black people, you're a fucking racist. I'm like, oh, Tourette's thing is crazy too. Anybody being offended by the Tourette's thing is either, well, I'll keep my opinion to myself on that for now.
Are you talking about that BAFTA or whatever that was? The award ceremony?
Look, Spinoza being upset about somebody that has, what's it called? Corolla, I forget how you pronounce it. There's a particular condition, secondary condition of Tourette's. People being upset about that. That's how you know the Negro is weaker than he's ever been. So if you're upset about a Tourette's patient yelling out nigger, yeah. Anything else? That's it?
Why is it bad to have kids out of wedlock?
Oh, let's move on.
Damn, man. Let it go.
Let it go.
Here, Christy, Joe.
You gotta let go of man's talking bullshit, okay? I get it. Now let's go on.
Build a snowman.
When you guys disagree with man, let's all move on to another topic.
God, if you can't, but I'm the obsessed one. Listen to him. He's asked 18 times.
Okay, but I've answered, like, we would have moved on by now. You could have just said, what the bad thing I've answered 10 times. You literally mentioned it about me like 5 times. Why?
Sir, you should go and tell why being a feminist and why feminists shouldn't get married, Mr. Modern Feminist. Yeah, you go answer.
Some kind of super genius. Yeah, you do this.
The rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me.
That you think you're some kind of genius.
You think you're something?
Yo, the projection is insane.
It's crazy.
No, the projection is the same. Is the insane.
You think you're a genius. You think you know everything. You think you're so... Stop projecting, bro.
Anyway,
So the Tourette's thing. Do you believe that the person? All I see is clips. You know, does this person really have Tourette's? Because I really thought they're making an excuse for racism.
No. There was a film. There was a film about him that was being honored. Like, this is funny how the world works. I said last year, maybe a few months ago, Timothy Foster probably remembers this, how I had Tourette's on my algorithm. Like, Tourette's content was crazy on the algorithm. There's been a lot of stuff recently around Tourette syndrome. That's what I said. And he was there because there was a movie called I Stand or I Speak, I can't remember. He was being honored, nominated, all this stuff. And he's the subject of the movie. It's rich for Americans who are anti-woke to think that the British are somehow come on, yeah. So he was there. Early in the movie, he was yelling, "Shut the fuck up! Fuck you!" He was like yelling out. I'm not gonna laugh.
Hey, you were looking for another subject? I posted one at the top of the room.
No, they're not looking for another subject. I just was laughing.
Oh, I thought we were. Sorry.
But so somebody with Tourette's yells out a racial slur. Y'all know that happens with Tourette's, right?
They all kinds of stuff. I definitely know that.
Right. And so the person like Nathaniel who thinks because you yell out a racial slur, that means you're racist if you have Tourette's is absurd. People with Tourette's could yell out like, I want to chicken eat my eyeballs. I want chicken eat my eyeballs. Like, they can yell all types of stuff. It's a neurological condition which is not linked to some sort of unconscious Freudian desire. It's just a tick of language.
He's 84 in the chat, so yeah, not too much on an 84-year-old man with Tourette's.
it's just this. Actually, it's called, for the person that said, so for Nathaniel, let me just bring Nathaniel up. This is very easy. I'll be very easy. This is very easy to debunk. Maybe you have Tourette's, so you know about this, but I'll tell you what it's called. And it's totally, wait a minute. It actually is called something. Hold on. It's called coprolalia. Coprolalia. Are you familiar with that, Nathaniel?
Yeah, coprolalia. PB just put it in the chat.
Yeah, are you familiar with that? Are you familiar with that? You just think somebody's randomly racist. The wokest people in the world, the British, who won't offend you by asking if you want 2 slices of lemon. They just go around yelling nigger. Like, the British are the most woke, politically correct, soft, but now all of a sudden they're just so racist, they're yelling out nigger. By the way, in the night where niggers broke BAFTA history, that's how racist they are. They're so racist that Kugler won in a category no black has ever won for. And I think you have more non-white winners in the history of the thing, but somehow they're racist. Yeah, it's called coprolalia. I mean, just because people don't know about things, just think people are racist. This is the most, now, y'all should have some smoke for the BBC. Pause. I know some of y'all got smoke for BBC. That's why you can't. That's why all your money's gone. Because you were hopped up on the BBC. And then the owner of the BBC took all your money. You can't.
Over there.
Y'all need to be upset with the BBC if you're going to be upset with anybody.
Right, they could have muted it. They didn't catch it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Time's already.
I apologize. Nathaniel got me. He's Scottish. That makes all the difference in the world. I apologize. He's using his Tourette's as a pretext. He just wanted to yell out the N-word. They have a whole movie about him. In the movie, he yells out obscenities and all types of stuff. But you got me. It's because he's Scottish. Oh, maybe Mars agrees too. Let's see. Bring up Mars. Break it down. Well, Nathaniel and Mars, break it down.
Oh, I have a question, Ben, when you have a chance.
I'm done. I'm just waiting for them to come up and break it down.
Oh, so quick question.
We got breaking news. Mandelson has been arrested.
Oh shit.
May I ask my question now?
No. Peter Mandelson has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Nathaniel, what evidence do you have that he was racist? Someone with corporalia yelling something out also isn't evidence he's racist. Where's CC? CC said that nobody powerful in the Epstein files will be arrested. That's what she told me last week. That's what she told me. Yeah, Joe, you are racist and dumb. Those usually go hand in hand.
So I'm going to ask my question because Divine laughing and whatever.
Oh.
Do you guys know what other words he yelled out? Because I watched the video and I was trying to figure out what other words he yelled out. Do you know?
Oh, yeah, I can get the list.
Because I know he yelled something out while the Indian woman was speaking. He also yelled something while the 2 white women were making an announcement. So if anybody can tell me.
You said he yelled out bitch in chat.
Who was talking?
I don't know.
Some lady was, I think they would, a woman, he yelled out, bitch, shut the fuck up at some point. Excuse me. Saw a list earlier today on a different device.
Are you trying to say that guy is not racist?
You're saying he's not racist?
I'm saying I don't know anything about him because before this happened, I didn't know he existed on Earth. And I know that in a movie about his disability.
Not my question. My question is just, are you saying he's not racist? Not any of that other stuff.
Just told you what I said. I don't know what he is.
Okay,
I literally answered the question.
That's the answer.
Okay, so don't say I didn't answer it. When I answered it.
Then you don't need any of that other stuff. You're going off on some other.
Well, no, I want to explain what I'm saying because this to the point with Hurricane. So you don't timekeep on this bitch. You're not a timekeeper.
I'm not trying to be a timekeeper. I'm asking
Bitch,
a question. You brought me up to ask a question. I asked a
right,
question.
and so I'm moving on from you to Hurricane because he asked another question.
All right.
You want to be a timekeeper, bro?
When did I say anything about time, brother?
So when you just told me I don't need to keep going, that suggests you need to shut the fuck up because you have more time to
about time. That's
what that suggests. Brother. You have other things you want to hear, other things that's keeping time.
Brother. Okay.
Okay. How about this? I'll mute up. You get some good content.
No, I was just simply asking a question.
Hey, Mars, we're just trying to have a conversation about.
He's another one. There's a personal vendetta against me. Another one.
I do have nothing against you. You brought me up.
Another dummy.
Ben, can you
how about this? Watch this. Watch this. Mars, do you think he's racist?
No, that was the point I was
going
to make.
Do you think he's racist? I'm asking.
Know if he's racist. I don't know if he's racist or not.
So we agree.
So we do agree. So that's why I said you don't need to go any further.
Yeah, but I was linking up to Hurricane because I found some of the other stuff he said.
Go, man.
You know what? I'll mute up for you, Mars. I know that James Brown is your hero. Go ahead, Mars.
JP. Go ahead.
You got it, Mars.
Just having fun with you. That's all. Go for it.
Yeah. Go have fun with your job, bro.
Okay, can the straight man stop dick?
He's not straight. He's homosexual.
Okay, whatever. Can the man just stop and let's talk about this?
Wait, what?
It doesn't matter. What other words did the guy yell out, man?
So when
I'm laughing.
During an introductory speech from Sarah Putt. Hold on, Mars, am I allowed to answer the question or you need me to?
Let me check. No, you can't. Yeah, you can go.
Thank you. Cool. In fact, we'll have Mars do it. I'll mute up. Go ahead, Mars. What am I doing?
I don't know if we know if this man is racist or not racist.
That's not what he asked you. He asked you what else he said.
Okay, then you answer that. I don't know what else.
Could you stop me in the midst of me answering?
Then don't bring me up. Don't ask me the question. Go for it, brother. You're the one
you told me not to answer, brother.
Passive aggressive band. Go.
What is being passive by me calling you a dumb closet homosexual who makes $50,000 a year? There's nothing passive.
I'll mute up. You go. You do that.
Mute you up in the hallway. Let me mute you up in the hallway.
Okay.
The hallway is very mute. Enjoy. Got you. Enjoy the hallway. Go ahead.
No. I just want to know what other.
I got you. I got you.
What's the problem, Divine?
I'm answering your question. It says, what else? I Googled. What else did he yell? During the same ceremony, Davidson was heard making several other disruptive involuntary outbursts, including shouting, "Shut the fuck up," during a speech by the BAFTA chair, and "fuck you" during an award acceptance. All right, as Ben said, it's John Davidson. No, not him. Sorry. The incident occurred when Michael B. Jordan
we know that.
Yeah. I was trying to get Caprololia. Say it, man.
That's not